Question 1. A Municipal Securities Principal, Series 53, is supervising an associated person who engages in both municipal securities and other non-municipal financial activities. Which of the following statements is true regarding the principal's supervisory responsibilities? A. The Series 53 principal must only supervise activities related to municipal securities and is not responsible for non-municipal activities. B. The Series 53 principal must supervise all activities of the associated person, including non-municipal financial activities, if conducted through the same firm. C. The Series 53 principal must supervise all activities of the associated person, but only if specifically directed by FINRA. D. The Series 53 principal's supervisory responsibility extends only to transactions, not to general financial advisory activities. Answer: B. The Series 53 principal must supervise all activities of the associated person, including non-municipal financial activities, if conducted through the same firm. A municipal securities principal, holding a Series 53 license, has broad supervisory responsibilities over all the municipal securities activities of the firm's associated persons. However, the MSRB's Rule G-27 requires that municipal securities principals, like all principals, supervise all activities of registered persons that are conducted through the firm, even if some of those activities are not directly related to municipal securities. This ensures comprehensive oversight and helps prevent regulatory violations across the board. Remember, principals are responsible for the overall conduct of registered representatives under their supervision, not just their municipal dealings. Question 2. Under MSRB rules, a municipal securities broker-dealer acting as a financial advisor to a municipal issuer in connection with the issuance of municipal securities is generally prohibited from A. Underwriting the same issue of municipal securities. B. Providing advice on the structuring of the bond issue. C. Assisting the issuer with disclosure documents. D. Receiving a fee based on the complexity of the advisory services. Answer: A. Underwriting the same issue of municipal securities. MSRB Rule G-23 specifically prohibits a municipal securities broker-dealer from acting as both a financial advisor and an underwriter for the same issue of municipal securities. This rule is designed to prevent conflicts of interest, as a financial advisor's role is to advise the issuer on the best terms for them, while an underwriter's goal is to sell the bonds at the most profitable terms for the underwriting firm. To comply with this rule, the firm must choose one role or the other for a particular bond issue. Question 3. An associated person of a municipal securities dealer receives an unsolicited order from a customer to purchase municipal securities that are not suitable for the customer. According to MSRB rules, what action should the associated person take? A. The associated person must refuse to execute the order. B. The associated person must execute the order but inform the customer that the securities are not suitable. C. The associated person must obtain written approval from a municipal securities principal before executing the order. D. The associated person must refer the customer to another dealer who might be able to find suitable securities. Answer: B. The associated person must execute the order but inform the customer that the securities are not suitable. MSRB Rule G-19 on suitability allows a broker-dealer to execute an unsolicited order from a customer even if the transaction is deemed unsuitable, provided the customer clearly understands and chooses to proceed. In such a situation, the associated person must explain the unsuitability to the customer and typically document this disclosure. The firm cannot refuse an unsolicited order solely because it's unsuitable, but it must ensure the customer is aware of the risks. Question 4. Which of the following MSRB rules governs the qualifications and training of municipal securities professionals? A. Rule G-7. B. Rule G-10. C. Rule G-15. D. Rule G-27. Answer: A. Rule G7. MSRB Rule G7 outlines the requirements for qualifications and continuing education for municipal securities professionals, including the need to pass applicable qualification examinations like the Series 53. This rule ensures that individuals working in the municipal securities industry possess the necessary knowledge and competence. It also mandates that firms keep records of their associated persons' qualifications, which helps maintain high industry standards. Question 5. When a municipal securities dealer sells municipal securities to a customer from its inventory, the transaction is considered A. Principal transaction. B. Agency transaction. C. Brokerage transaction. D. Underwriting transaction. Answer: A. Principal transaction. A principal transaction occurs when a municipal securities dealer buys or sells securities for its own account, acting as a principal. In this scenario, the dealer is taking on market risk by holding the securities in inventory and then selling them directly to the customer. When acting as a principal, the dealer's compensation is typically the difference between the price at which they bought the securities and the price at which they sell them, known as the spread. Question 6. Under MSRB rules, what is the maximum gift value per person per year that a municipal securities firm or its associated persons may give to a representative of an issuer with whom the firm does business? A. $50. B. $100. C. $250. D. $1,000. Answer: B. $100. MSRB Rule G20, related to gifts and gratuities, sets a limit on the value of gifts that a municipal securities dealer or its associated persons can give to any person in 1 year, where such gifts are in relation to the business of the recipient's employer. The maximum allowable value for such gifts is $100 per person per year. This rule aims to prevent undue influence or perceived conflicts of interest in business dealings. Question 7. A municipal securities principal must approve which of the following before execution? A. A general advertisement about the firm's services. B. A trade confirmation sent to a customer. C. An unsolicited order from an established customer. D. The opening of a new customer account. Answer: D. The opening of a new customer account. MSRB Rule G19, on suitability of recommendations and transactions, and Rule G8, on records, require that the opening of a new customer account be approved by a municipal securities principal. This step ensures that the account is appropriate for the customer, the necessary due diligence has been performed, and all required documentation is in place. This supervisory approval helps protect both the customer and the firm by ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. Question 8. What MSRB rule addresses the professional qualifications and continuing education requirements for municipal securities representatives and principals? A. Rule G3. B. Rule G8. C. Rule G12. D. Rule G27. Answer: A. Rule G3. MSRB Rule G3 specifically details the professional qualification requirements for municipal securities representatives and principals, including the examinations they must pass, like the Series 53 for principals, and ongoing continuing education obligations. This rule is crucial for ensuring that individuals working in the municipal securities industry are adequately knowledgeable and stay current with industry changes. Passing the Series 53 exam fulfills a key part of the principal qualification requirement under this rule. Question 9. Under MSRB Rule G37, which prohibits pay-to-play practices, how long is the ban on engaging in municipal securities business with an issuer after a political contribution is made? A. 6 months. B. 1 year. C. 2 years. D. 3 years. Answer, C. 2 years. MSRB Rule G37 is designed to prevent pay-to-play practices, where political contributions might influence the awarding of municipal securities business. If a municipal finance professional, MFP, makes a political contribution to an official of an issuer for whom the MFP is seeking to do business, the firm is generally prohibited from engaging in negotiated municipal securities business with that issuer for 2 years following the contribution. This ban applies regardless of the amount of the contribution, unless it falls under the de minimis exception for MFP contributions. Question 10. Which MSRB rule primarily addresses transactions between municipal securities dealers? A. Rule G12. B. Rule G17. C. Rule G25. D. Rule G30. Answer, A. Rule G12. MSRB Rule G12 establishes uniform practices for settling transactions between municipal securities dealers, covering areas such as comparison, clearance, and settlement of interdealer trades. This rule aims to standardize procedures and promote efficiency and orderliness in the municipal securities market when dealers transact with each other. It ensures smooth and consistent handling of the operational aspects of municipal bond trades. Question 11. An advertisement for municipal securities that refers to interest as tax-free without further qualification is A. Permissible, as municipal bond interest is generally exempt from federal income tax. B. Permissible, but only if the interest is exempt from state and local taxes as well. C. Prohibited, as it may be misleading without specifying the type of tax exemption. D. Permissible, provided the advertisement is approved by a municipal securities principal. Answer, C. Prohibited, as it may be misleading without specifying the type of tax exemption. MSRB Rule G21, concerning advertising, requires that all advertisements be fair and balanced and not misleading. Stating that municipal bond interest is simply tax-free can be misleading because it may not be exempt from state and local income taxes, particularly if the bond is issued outside the investor's state of residence. Therefore, advertisements must qualify the tax exemption, for example, by stating exempt from federal income tax or may be subject to state and local taxes. Question 12. A municipal securities firm must maintain a record of all customer complaints. According to MSRB Rule G8, how long must these records be retained? A. 3 years. B. 4 years. C. 5 years. D. 6 years. Answer, D. 6 years. MSRB Rule G8 specifies the record-keeping requirements for municipal securities dealers. This rule mandates that records of customer complaints must be retained for a period of 6 years. This extended retention period allows regulators sufficient time to review and investigate any potential issues or patterns of misconduct. Always remember that comprehensive record-keeping is a cornerstone of regulatory compliance in the securities industry. Question 13. Which of the following activities requires a municipal securities firm to appoint a municipal securities principal, Series 53 licensed, to supervise it? A. The firm's general ledger maintenance. B. The firm's human resources department activities. C. The firm's trading of municipal securities for customer accounts. D. The firm's rent payment and office utility management. Answer, C. The firm's trading of municipal securities for customer accounts. MSRB Rule G27 mandates that every municipal securities firm must have at least one municipal securities principal, Series 53 licensed, to supervise its municipal securities activities. This includes the trading of municipal securities for customer accounts, which is a core function of a broker-dealer. The principal is responsible for ensuring that all such transactions comply with MSRB rules, firm policies, and applicable securities laws, protecting both the firm and its customers. Question 14. Which MSRB rule establishes the fair and reasonable pricing principles for municipal securities transactions? A. Rule G-15. B. Rule G-17. C. Rule G-30. D. Rule G-32. Answer: C. Rule G-30. MSRB Rule G-30 is the fair pricing rule, which requires that prices and commissions charged in municipal securities transactions be fair and reasonable, taking into consideration all relevant factors. These factors include the best judgment of the dealer as to the fair market value of the securities, the expense of the transaction, the availability of the securities, and the total dollar amount of the transaction. This rule is crucial for protecting customers from excessive markups or markdowns. Question 15. A municipal securities firm receives an order from a customer that could reasonably be considered fraudulent. Under MSRB rules, what is the firm's primary obligation? A. To execute the order immediately to avoid delaying the customer's transaction. B. To report the activity to FINRA after executing the order. C. To exercise due diligence to determine if the order is indeed fraudulent and take appropriate action, potentially refusing the order. D. To obtain a written waiver from the customer acknowledging the potential fraud. Answer: C. To exercise due diligence to determine if the order is indeed fraudulent and take appropriate action, potentially refusing the order. MSRB Rule G-17, which covers fair dealing, implies that firms must act with due diligence and professional care in all their dealings. If a firm suspects an order is fraudulent, it has a responsibility to investigate and, if confirmed, refuse to execute the transaction to prevent illicit activity. This aligns with broader anti-money laundering (AML) obligations and the firm's duty to protect itself and the public from financial crime. Question 16. Under MSRB Rule G-34, when a new issue of municipal securities is sold, the underwriter must submit certain information to the MSRB's Electronic Municipal Market Access (EMA) system. What type of information is generally required? A. Personal financial statements of the issuer's elected officials. B. Official statement, OS, and CUSIP number. C. Detailed marketing plans for retail distribution. D. Records of all unsolicited customer orders for the issue. Answer: B. Official statement, OS, and CUSIP number. MSRB Rule G-34 mandates that underwriters of new municipal issues provide certain information to the MSRB's EMA system, including the official statement, OS, and CUSIP numbers. The official statement is the primary disclosure document for new municipal bond issues, providing crucial information to potential investors, while the CUSIP number is a unique identifier for the security. Timely submission to EMA ensures transparency and accessibility of information for market participants. Question 17. Which MSRB rule governs the supervision of municipal securities activities and the responsibilities of municipal securities principals? A. Rule G-17. B. Rule G-27. C. Rule G-32. D. Rule G-37. Answer: B. Rule G-27. MSRB Rule G-27 sets forth the comprehensive supervisory requirements for municipal securities dealers, specifically detailing the responsibilities of municipal securities principals. This rule dictates that firms must have written supervisory procedures, designate principals to supervise various activities, and conduct periodic reviews to ensure compliance. It's the foundational rule for supervisory oversight in the municipal securities industry, ensuring that firms properly monitor their operations and associated persons. Question 18. According to MSRB Rule G-10, what must a municipal securities dealer provide to a customer at or before the time of confirming a transaction in municipal securities? A. A copy of the firm's audited financial statements. B. A written disclosure that the firm is registered with the MSRB. C. A copy of the MSRB's investor brochure. D. A signed acknowledgement that the customer understands all risks. Answer: C. A copy of the MSRB's investor brochure. MSRB Rule G-10 requires municipal securities dealers to provide customers with a copy of the MSRB's investor brochure at or before the time of confirming a transaction in municipal securities. This brochure provides important information about the MSRB, its role, and how to access public information about municipal securities. It serves as an educational tool for investors, helping them understand their rights and the regulatory framework. Question 19. If a municipal securities principal identifies a deficiency in the firm's supervisory procedures related to municipal securities, what is the most appropriate initial action? A. Immediately report the firm to FINRA without attempting internal correction. B. Document the deficiency and implement corrective measures, escalating as necessary within the firm. C. Ignore the deficiency if it does not directly impact a customer account. D. Wait for an internal audit to discover the deficiency before acting. Answer: B. Document the deficiency and implement corrective measures, escalating as necessary within the firm. A municipal securities principal's role under MSRB Rule G-27 is to ensure the firm's compliance with all applicable rules and regulations. If a deficiency in supervisory procedures is identified, the principal must promptly document it, initiate corrective action, and escalate the issue internally as required by the firm's own written supervisory procedures. Proactive identification and correction of deficiencies are critical for maintaining a robust compliance program. Question 20. Which MSRB rule applies to transactions in municipal fund securities, such as 529 plans, and requires that these transactions be suitable for the customer? A. Rule G-19. B. Rule G-21. C. Rule G-29. D. Rule G-45. Answer: A. Rule G-19. MSRB Rule G-19, the Suitability Rule, applies to transactions in municipal fund securities, including 529 college savings plans and ABLE accounts. This rule requires that a municipal securities dealer and its associated persons have a reasonable basis to believe that a recommended transaction or investment strategy is suitable for the customer, based on the customer's investment profile. This ensures that customers are guided towards products that align with their financial situation and objectives. Question 21. A municipal securities principal must approve all municipal securities advertising and sales literature prior to first use. This requirement falls under which MSRB rule? A. Rule G-8. B. Rule G-15. C. Rule G-21. D. Rule G-32. Answer: C. Rule G-21. MSRB Rule G-21, which governs advertising, requires that all municipal securities advertising and sales literature be approved by a municipal securities principal prior to its first use. This principal review ensures that the content is fair, balanced, and not misleading, and that it complies with all MSRB rules and other applicable regulations. This critical step helps protect the public from deceptive or inaccurate information in promotional materials. Question 22. What is the primary purpose of the MSRB's EMA system? A. To facilitate the execution of municipal securities trades between dealers. B. To provide a central repository for official statements and other municipal bond disclosures. C. To process customer complaints against municipal securities dealers. D. To calculate fair market prices for all outstanding municipal bonds. Answer: B. To provide a central repository for official statements and other municipal bond disclosures. The MSRB's Electronic Municipal Market Access (EMA) system is the official source for municipal securities data and disclosure documents. Its primary purpose is to provide a central, public repository for information about municipal bonds, including official statements, financial disclosures, and trade data. EMA enhances transparency in the municipal market by making key information readily available to investors and other market participants. Question 23. Under MSRB Rule G-47, dealers are required to disclose to customers certain information about municipal securities at or before the time of trade. What specific information must be disclosed? A. The dealer's profit margin on the transaction. B. The aggregate par value of the bonds held in the dealer's inventory. C. All material information known about the security and the transaction, including material risks. D. The total number of similar transactions executed by the dealer that day. Answer: C. All material information known about the security and the transaction, including material risks. MSRB Rule G-47, the Time of Trade Disclosure Rule, requires a dealer to disclose to a customer all material information known about the security and the transaction at or before the time of trade. This includes material risks, credit enhancements, and any other relevant facts that could impact an investor's decision. This rule ensures that customers have the necessary information to make informed investment decisions, promoting transparency and fair dealing. Question 24. A municipal securities principal is reviewing the firm's procedures for handling customer complaints. According to MSRB rules, which of the following is a required procedure for customer complaints? A. All complaints must be settled through binding arbitration. B. Complaints must be recorded in writing and kept in a separate file. C. Only complaints involving a monetary loss must be documented. D. Complaints must be resolved within 24 hours of receipt. Answer: B. Complaints must be recorded in writing and kept in a separate file. MSRB Rule G-8, concerning record-keeping, requires municipal securities dealers to maintain a separate file of all written customer complaints. This ensures that a proper record is kept for regulatory review and internal audit purposes. Firms must document the complaint and the resolution, demonstrating their commitment to addressing customer concerns and maintaining regulatory compliance. Question 25. An associated person of a municipal securities dealer is involved in structuring a new bond issue for a municipal issuer. This activity would be supervised by a municipal securities principal under the purview of A. Syndicate operations. B. Sales and trading. C. Underwriting and financial advisory activities. D. Compliance and surveillance. Answer: C. Underwriting and financial advisory activities. MSRB Rule G-27 requires municipal securities principals to supervise all municipal securities activities of a firm, including underwriting and financial advisory activities. Structuring a new bond issue is a core component of either underwriting or financial advisory services. The principal ensures that the firm adheres to MSRB rules, such as G-23 regarding conflicts of interest between advisory and underwriting roles, throughout the bond issuance process.